friends, I'm Colonel Failure, and this is Train Fever with the custom North Atlantic map. You join me in Potato out in Sweden, where we're just taking a casual look at the people who are waiting for my in-town commuter services. How exciting for them. Yeah, it's working reasonably well. You know, we've got people who are waiting to go to the leisure and the residential. You know, it's respectable. Obviously, you know, there you go, see? Passengers waiting. It's all rather glamorous. Meanwhile, what have we got going on here? Who's coming in? There we go. It's the Potato to Bryan, VA commuter route. Anyway, quite a lot to do today, so I'm not going to muck about any longer than is necessary. It's all taking off quite nicely up here in Potato, but what I want to get working on is well, it's quite an extravagant mission objective. Is we're going to run out from Bryan here. We're going to cut through Denmark over to the UK, probably going through East Anglia. Maybe actually we'll probably go out through, I guess that's Essex, Kent, and what I want to do is set up a station in such a way that one route heads out to Bryan like this, and the other one heads towards Morgantown, so that we can start a kind of pan-European route. Now, what I haven't thought through yet is exactly how I'm going to connect to the US and to Canada. I mean, it's something to bear in mind for later, but as long as I don't completely ignore it, we should be okay. So let's not muck about. Let's get this show on the road. So we're going to want a 4-tracker here, and something along these lines would probably work quite nicely, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. There we go. Right, see, no messing around. I have stopped through, based on your feedback last time around, and fixed a couple of bits, but you don't want to see that. So the things that were missing shouldn't be now, although I can't rule out an occasional connection that hasn't quite made the cut. But we'll worry about that in a minute. Now, one of the things that I want to do here is I want to skirt the coastline all the way up. Now, I've got this kind of cliffside here as we move. Where are we there? Newcastle-ish, I guess. So, and then Northumberland up as we go into Scotland. Largely because I want to make sure that we maintain some kind of dashing aesthetic as we progress. Now, first things first. No, we're beyond first things, dear boy. Perhaps get your head in the game. Right, so this is not going to be cheap. That much is certain, but I do want to make sure that I'm flipping out 4 million for that bridge. That is not inexpensive, and we've ended up going the right way. And if we cut a little shallower, we can save ourselves £1 million and then skirt the coastline as we head over towards Denmark. That could be fun. Okay. Well, obviously, since we're crossing the channel here, I think a stone bridge. Actually, let's not go for a stone bridge. Let's get one of these iron girder, steel, metal construct kind of a chaps up. There you go. What do we feel about that? What if we stay level? No. All right, there we go. Commit. Let's make it happen. Right. What side did I do that? Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to try and keep this semi-luxuriant as we go around. Luxuriant. Semi-touristy. A somewhat touristic-y route. Oh, look at that. That could be a lot of fun. I mean, it's expensive, but I can't help but think it's worth it. Yeah, all right, let's do it. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's where I'm getting to in terms of, you know, what's the plan for this series, is form and function together. We're over the novelty factor of the custom map. Now we want to, you know, think about what actually are we trying to accomplish overall. Right, if I take it up as far as there. Expensive, certainly. Right, let's get the other one round as well. Oh, There's me thinking I was on the outside of that curve, but actually I'm on the inside. And then once I've got this kind of underway, we'll talk through stations and how they're going to work. Stone me, that's another $1.5 million. All right, okay, I'm going to run out of cash before I've done this. I can tell. All right, I'll give that a minute. I'll talk stations. Let's talk stations here. So I'm not going to run a route from Potato all the way to Rego 1 via this curve. Firstly, because a direct route would be faster, and therefore it would be more profitable. It's not the track distance; it's the crow flies distance that generates revenue in this caper. But what I am going to do is I'm going to run a Rego 1 Amersol service that terminates out in Bryan, VA. Yes, I know that's going against what I just said. However, it's nice and I like it. So Amersol is only going to be a kind of a mid-stop of a station. And I'm pretty convinced it's going to pay off quite nicely. In fact, I mean, anything that's beating road transport right now is going to be relatively profitable by comparison. Right, let's... I mean, the good news is I am profitable most of the time. Oh, I'd love to go over the top of this if I could, but I don't want to lose too much speed. 175, and if we look at that, yeah, we'll take it. I'm going to try and stay on the surface where possible. I mean, yes. Most definitely a tunnel would be more efficient, but I want to be able to see the thing as it's flying along the way. Right, no, I want you to level out now. There we go. Go straight over the top of the famously hilly Denmark. No. Yes, well, I mean, that's one of the imperfections in this particular map, and I'm hoping, perhaps even today, I will have finally the tutorial for creating your own map up on this here channel, so that you too can experience the wonders and joys of putting your own creations together. And the reason I mention that now is because this kind of humped effect is well, it's part and parcel of the method that I use. With a bit more time invested, I'm sure it would be better. But there we go. What do we got here? I mean, that's a magnificent bit of bridge. Where are we? 2.9 million. What are my earnings at the moment? Roughly 2 million a year over the top. So 437 is actually going to take a little while to get to. Well, that's a headache. Right, well, I can't be bothered to wait. I suspect you can't either. There we go. Let's over-index. Right, 3.5 million worth of loan. That'll do the trick. I'll pay it back, but we want to make sure that we can get this rolling first, because that will be, you know, a significant part of actually making this profitable. Now, I could run one train down there now, and I might have to. It depends how much this is going to cost to finish off. 2 million to get round there, and it is quite a picturesque route. Okay, we'll run one for now. Just to get some more cash coming in, and while that's happening, I'll build the Amersol Rego 1 route. I think this is where the smart money lives. Okay, right, cool. Let's get that set up. Right, new line. How exciting! Right, so we're going to go from Bryan to Amersol. And I'm just going to stick one train on here. Obviously, it's mostly single track. So, what should we do? We want to Bry Amr or a Mister. Okay, right, now what route has it taken? So when I set this station up, the question was, what's the plan vis-a-vis using the other side of the platform? This is the plan right here. Brian VA just became an international setup, and at some point I'll break off from here, probably around this bit of Denmark, and then cut down towards Morgantown, for the international goodness that's going to come out of there, mixed in with the Southern Europe Expressway, or whatever glamorous name I forgot that I've given it. Right, so I want to see what side of the station this guy's going to come in. Right, you want that side, so we will go the other. Now, I'm trying to get into the habit of, firstly, signalling station approaches correctly, but then equally setting a diamond crossing at each point as well. Now, you're going to turn around. This is going to require some human intervention. Because there isn't anywhere awesome to stick a new depot, I'm just going to use the one out here at Potato for the moment. There we go. Let's buy a train. Right, what's the fastest thing that's British? Well, Stephenson's rocket. There we go. No, I think we're going to go with the Borsig, despite the fact it's German. It's either that or we use another Litra, but I don't want to use the kind of the cheating expense side of things. I want to make sure that I'm actually making the right money. So we'll stick a Borsig in and passenger car. Now, I think that's American. What do we got down here? I could put people in an open wagon, but that feels a little harsh. 18, 15, 65, 8 passengers on board. 50 mile an hour speed limit. Okay, that works for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 48? 48 is good. 56 is better. 64 is better still. There we go. Right. Glad we could have this discussion. Right. Plug you into Brian V8 Amersol and let's see how you get on. Now, as mentioned, there is going to need to be some human intervention on this one to make sure that it doesn't end up running into other trains. If it goes down the wrong side of the track, that'll be exciting. Nope, it's chosen the wise side at least. Okay, right, wait, might as well get the full effect here. Let's kill that off. I quite like this little curvy depot exiting approach right next to the bus. How many have we got waiting? See? Bus station. Told you it'd work. I suspect it will work better once we've got electric vehicles on there. That's a pretty handsome sight. Okay, so he's going to run all the way down here. The only chance for... Actually, no, the signalling's set up in such a way that it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, here's a good shot. I'm a sucker for a good shot. You know this already. You've seen enough of these. You know how I operate. Let's just appreciate their majesty, such as it is. There we go. There we go. Majesty appreciated. And it's it's the horses and carts and the trains and the thing and the scenery and the rest of it. It's all rather spectacular. Right, I'm going to let him wend his way merrily on this new route. Anybody up for it? Nobody yet. Okay, let's just get a quick time check on that one. Railroad. Brian Amersol, 19 minutes. So it's right on the edge of what's acceptable. Obviously, once I've got 2 trains on there, which will be the intention, that should be far less of a concern. But before I get to there, I want to get Rego 1 up and rolling. Now, Rego 1 is going to be a terminal of some description, a terminus. And actually, it might be the route that I take to go out to the North Americas. Or we could come out of Amersol and kind of pan across that way. Now, Amersol's going to be very busy anyway, which could lead to a situation where I set up 2 stations. All right, okay, no, well, that's going to be worth the effort. So we'll just stick a nice destination up here, and only needs 1 track. because obviously we're only going to have one train in there at once, and I think I'll also stick a depot on here as well. Now if I stick it right out here by the coast, that should facilitate a nice wending route that goes down the coastline. And I don't want to be excessive, obviously I want to keep the speed up for everybody as much as possible. Can we... lovely. Oh yeah, I heartily recommend these scenery packs. I'll stick another link to all the mods being used in the description below. So if you want to have the same barrel of fun that I'm having with all this magnificent mod action, then please be my guest. Okay, right. So this is going to split into 2 tracks because we are going to run more than one train here. But let's get the first one rolling. Now I want to appreciate the coastline without bleeding too much speed off. Now we can't go too far down here, otherwise we're going to be the... Or can we? Who's making the rules here? I'm making the rules. We can totally go this way. It means that heading up to Scotland is a bit of an uphill, but I'm okay with that. Let's see where we get to. And worst thing that would happen here is that it's actually impractical in the extreme, which would lead me to have to delete it all and then smooth the ground out. But let's keep our fingers crossed, and maybe that won't be necessary. There we go. And around the corner. That's quite an unholy bank we've got there. I want to keep that on the... Yeah. It's even worse. What do we think? I mean, the view's worth it. Yeah, I mean, a tunnel's fine, but to be honest, there's nowhere for it to come out. And here's the station that we're after. So we are going to have to gouge the land here. Now, what I might try and do is obviously, you know, with the recent update, it's now possible. All right. Well, I hope the scenery's worth it, chaps. There we go. How's that feel? Yeah, I mean, the recent update allowed you to place trees and other kind of one-shot scenic items, which is good. But equally, I'm very fond of sticking roads over the top of track. So maybe I'll work on that, because this gouge alone is a little bit brutal, I think, dispiriting maybe. And I'm not on the verge of suicide or anything, but I think it could be prettier. And you never know, when we're running this coastal section here. See, that's I mean, that's kind of interesting. We'll see. I'm confident that this is going to look pretty reasonable. And actually, doing it in this fashion, doing it in kind of, I've sort of got into a habit of doing everything in massive chunks recently, but I think doing it in this kind of piecemeal-y fashion has led to a more interesting route than we're used to. The switch construction has not failed. Let's do it just a little closer, though. There you go. Splendid. Well, that's pretty awesome. Ah, see, look, now here's one of the problems that come with these modded items, is you end up not quite hitting the ground. So I'm going to need to bring that up a little more, because as much as I'm not a perfectionist, I know this may be news to some of you. That's it. No, that's too much. And that needs to go up just a touch more. Yeah, as much as I'm not a perfectionist, you know, I do want, you know, some nod towards reality. So a bit of floating depot, it will not do it. Right, let's see how that looks. This and then depots and then that one. That looks promising. So I'm quite all right with that kind of concrete foot that it's got there being half buried. Oh, hold on. No, you need a little bit more there. Because otherwise your foundations are showing, and that just means that you can't go out in public. There we go. Let's just bring a little bit more to the party here. There we go. And then just a gentle smoothette. And then all being well, this will just fit in rather nicely. There we go. Right, a bit like that. Maybe not quite so low. There we go. And chance it. See, now that it's seated on that side, this side looks pretty good. We've got a little bit of exposed underneath. I will say that was down to moles. Right, good. So we've got another station up. Now, I haven't got the cash, which is a bit of a pain, to complete the full route. So maybe a secondary route for the time being. I think a secondary route for the time being is the way to go. So let's... where are we going from? Rago to Amersol. We'll make this a two-parter. AMR. Really, I should be using AMR as my lead off, given that it is going to be something of a central activity hub. Also, I'm going to do something about this hill. What exactly, I will show you presently. Please hold. 28 miles per hour. Really? That's hardly blistering speeds now, is it? But no, it's realistic. I mean, again, I could go for the DSB, but it's... And as much as it runs through Denmark, these are British services that I'm running out here. And really, what I'm waiting for is the A4, and we've got some time to go before that's a reality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, yeah, good. Now let's get you on that one. All right, watch it coming out. Right, yes. So obviously, once I've got the cash to finish that primary route off, and I think I'll probably do that while you're elsewhere, you know, having some cheese. I'll get that finished off, and then I can assign both these trains onto the same route, and we should be able to hit all three stations. I'd like a third. I think we have to watch this guy take on the new route, don't we? I think that's something that we just that's kind of mandatory. Now this is going to put the Rago Amersol bus route out of business, but you know it wasn't making all of the money in the world anyway, and I'll probably recycle those kind of road traffic chaps into being in-town services. Right, now where's the best view here? This is all right. I want a bit of coast. I want a bit of train. I don't want a tree in my face too much. Something like that's not bad. Apologies if you can hear a plane going overhead. I assure you I'm not playing Transport Fever yet. But it's only a matter of time. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling it. I think the brutal cliff cutaway is the one to go for. Still, let's just bring him around the corner. In your own time there, fella. There we go. And obviously you can use whatever side of the track he pleases right now because it's flying solo. Right, there we go. Beautiful. The red number of the amount it cost me to run the thing, I think really adding to the atmosphere. Alright, that's okay. Let's follow along, shall we? And see if we can't find a more splendid angle. That's okay. It's all right. I think once there's business, once there's plenty of busy going along on this route, it could be quite exciting to watch. Well, you know, as exciting as this ever gets, but pleasing. Could be quite pleasing to watch. The real test right now is how much grunt does this Borsig have? Can it hold its 28 mile per hour top speed in this incline, which is steeper this way than the other? No, it's the next one. The next hill is the properly challenging one. It's probably just as well that we don't have seasons in this game. Otherwise, during the winter, that would require a whole lot of sanding. Yeah, I mean, this landscape definitely needs some perking up of some fashion. It is just bleak. And if you've ever been to Norfolk, then you'll know that it definitely is bleak. I'm not apologising to anyone from Norfolk, which gives you an indication of where I'm from. Right, okay, so that's doing its thing. What have we actually got waiting here? We have 2 whole passengers. Now, an in-town coach route will help that out. How are we doing at the other end? And equally, because this train is, and what are you counting, 3, because the route itself is taking 19 minutes, there's probably some resistance towards taking this train route anyway. But the novelty factor alone, a clerestory. Clerestory. Who the hell knows? Anyway, a new coach has turned up, and I think, having reviewed some of the mods that I've got plumbed in here, I think that might be the coach that's supposed to go with the A4. In which case, the A4 is... we're still a little way from it, I think. Right, anyway, look, that's quite enough of that for today. I'm going to run it forward so I can finish this route off, and then I'll get this set up properly. After which, we will move to our next dashing project. And it occurred to me moments ago what that next dashing project will be. So how many have you got on board? 18. 18's very respectable, but, you know, more's better. 101,000. Excellent. No, the next cunning plan is we are heading down here to the Mediterranean, and I'm going to put in the light railway running from Rowan to Pacific Diamond to Skippertube. Yes, I'm going to do it like that. Just like that. Maybe with a branch out to Sass, but we'll cross that Rubicon when the time comes. Anyway, thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Progress is gentle and slow and enjoyable. It is all those things. At least it is for me. Hopefully you're enjoying it similarly. Anyway, what have we got down here? Oh, hello. All right, chaps. What seems to be the problem? You are on the wrong side of the track. Just saying. How about you get on the right side of it? See, that's why there's so many people waiting. They're waiting for trains that will never, ever arrive. All right, I'll unpick that as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of work while you're away, and then next time we'll progress. Thanks very much for watching today. Please like this video and subscribe if one has not done so already. And I will catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.